Final Score Friday with Sports Director Lane Casadante and Sean Robertson. Sponsored by Bojangles, Loyalty Automotive, and Richmond Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics.
Good evening, everyone. Week 9 already of Final Score Friday. Sean and I honored to be joined by the cheerleaders from Armstrong High. Their Wildcats had the week off. They are nice enough to come in and join us on their week off tonight anyway, so thank them for being here. Our game of the week, something of a preliminary playoff game in that the loser wouldn't have their season come to an end, but it'd be an awful lot tougher to make the postseason.
Both Mills Godwin and Douglas Freeman would be in the playoffs as of tonight. The winner would be able to put more distance between themselves and the cutoff spot.
The Final Score Friday Game of the Week is sponsored by Bojangles.
Add to that the fact that this is one of the oldest rivalries in the region. The series has been split over the last 6 regular season meetings. Second quarter, 6-0 Freeman when quarterback Jaden Reese keeps it himself for an 11-yard touchdown. Mavericks up 12-0 after the missed PAT. Later in the quarter, Godwin's quarterback Daniel Wiener caps the drive with a 1-yard run. Eagles trail 12-7 at the break. Third quarter, same score. Reese sets up the screen and Warwick Stevenson will do the rest. Running through the fog for the touchdown. Freeman is up 18-6 to the fourth after a Godwin turnover on the very next play. Caleb Fisher, he too runs through the fog. He goes 50 yards for the touchdown. Freeman goes to 7-2 on the year as they take it 32-7 the final.
We challenged them a few weeks ago that we got to get back to, winning at the line of scrimmage, and fortunately we've been able to do that. Only 3 possessions in the first half, which, it's kind of like, wow, only 3 possessions. We were burning up a lot of clock.
Sticking in the West End, number 1 Highland Springs on the road tonight at Hermitage. Springers haven't given up more than a touchdown in a month. They got off to a good start. Christian Martin finds George Lovelace in the flat. He does the rest. 35 yards on the touchdown as he gets inside the pylon and the Springers lead 7-0. Then Martin on 4th down, 30 yards to Tamandre Braxton. Slides into the end zone, makes it 14-0 after the first quarter. Second quarter, Martin again to Jakari Henley. Into the corner with a sliding catch, 29-0 Springers at the half. They roll over the Panthers, 36-6 the final.
We head up to Ashland, number 2 Thomasdale taking on Patrick Henry. These two haven't met on the field since 1969. The Knights still comfortably atop the Region 6 standings, and they look to add to that tonight. Nakata Hines, a 1-yard touchdown run, 7-0 Knights at that point. Second quarter, here come the Patriots. Grayson Johnson running through the defense, 28-yard touchdown run. Game tied at 7. Just before the half, Johnson this time through the air. Edwin Henderson with the catch and run. Patriots up 14-7 at the break. Third quarter, Thomasdale would take over. Nick Tyree doing his thing through the ground. 19-yard touchdown run. That tied it up at 14. He would add an 80-yard run in the fourth quarter as the Knights come from behind to take it 28-17 the final.
Knights stay undefeated down in Chesterfield. Third-ranked Manchester on the road at LC Bird. Skyhawks trying to hang on to a playoff spot after they fell to Huguenot last week. Manchester gets on the board first. Makai Byerson going to take the screen pass, and he's gone 62 yards on the touchdown, and the Lancers had a 7-0 lead. Then Corey Holland nearly doubles it with a 5-yard touchdown run, missed the extra point. It's 13-0. Bird responds. Shamir Williams to Nasir Banks. He gets hit on the catch, but he hangs on and gets down inside Lancer territory, where Williams goes 5 yards to Jace Smalls, makes it 13-7. That's as close as they would get. The Lancers pull away in the second half, and they advance 22-7 over the Skyhawks.
Let's go to the East End. 4th-ranked Varina hosting at Lee, trying to keep pace with King George in Region 4B. The Raiders could use an upset to get themselves back into the picture. Early on, at Lee's Brooks Hollins has his pass tipped and then picked off by Elijah Brown. He'll bring it into Raiders territory. A couple of plays later is Linwood Johnson finding Eric Smith, and the Liberty commit is on his horse, gone. 43 yards for the score. Verina up 7-0. Later is Johnson connected with Jordan Edwards for a 36-yard score. 14-3 Blue Devils at that point. They roll 41-3 the final over at Lee.
Seems like Verina is hitting their stride at the right time of the year. Down in the Tri-Cities, number 7 Matoaka on the road at Petersburg. Warriors coming off a convincing road win at Hopewell last week. Bryce Yates, very first action of the game. Returns the kick. You got to answer for yourself. He's going to return this 76 yards for the touchdown. Warriors have a 7-0 lead. Later, after forcing a 3-and-out on defense, Warriors quarterback Riley Justice, 19-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Newton short. It doubles their lead. The Warriors now up 14-0. Then with defense, Victor Afalabi is going to come up with the sack. Later, Justice and Newton Short would connect again in the second quarter. This was all Warriors tonight.
Don't show the score, please.
46-0.
You didn't have to do that.
Over the Crimson Wave. Still to come, plenty more scores and highlights as Week 9 rolls on Final Score Friday.
Welcome back to Final Score Friday. Big thanks to the Armstrong cheerleaders for joining us tonight. We're going to talk about their big matchup later on next week. Now, for the first time in recent memory, there were 4 new teams in this week's Coaches Poll following a mass exodus at the bottom of the list last week. 2 of those newly ranked squads, they were in action last night, to include the Vikings from Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, they were trying to go 7-0 for a second straight season, something never done before in program history, and that history dates all the way back to the Great Depression, taking on J.R. Tucker and trying to keep pace with top-seeded Kettle Run in Region 3B. Out to the west end, first quarter. Bad sequence here for the Tigers. Tucker quarterback Chase Roberts gets hit, fumbles. It's eventually recovered by Malik Porter for the touchdown, and the Vikings have a 6-0 lead. Later in the first, Tykees Revis going to run down the far sideline. They're going to run into him. No, thank you. I'm going to keep going. So then they finally ankle tackle him all the way down at the 1. Set up for Rashad Cherry, 1-yard touchdown run. It was 12-0. Second quarter, Cherry, 36-yard touchdown pass to Porter. All Vikings, 53-0 last night over the Tigers, and they do move to 7-0.
I got to see a record-setting night for the Dinwiddie Generals on the road at Prince George last night. Dinwiddie looking for their 4th straight win over the Royals, and they got it behind the ground attack of Raphael Tucker. 30-yard touchdown run. He ran for a school record 330 and 5 scores at that point. Then it's Kamari Harrison hitting Santino Freeman. And watch Freeman galloping into the open field, 70 yards for the score. Prince George down 21-7. On the very next play after the kickoff, Harry Dalton, remember him? Last 4 state player of the year. He's going to come right into your living room, 65 yards at that point. Dinwiddie scored on every first half possession, and they roll 70-21 over PG.
Also from last night, great game between Cosby and 9th-ranked Huguenot. Titans trying to extend a 4-game winning streak over the Falcons. This was back and forth all night. Jason Wright, 60-yard touchdown pass to Ivian Lewis, and it's 6-0. 13-7 Falcons now, and Cosby takes the lead with a Landon Snyder 3-yard touchdown run. They led by 1 at the half. Third quarter, Titans lead by 4, 17-13. Wright, 23 yards to Derek Carter. It's 20-17 Falcons. Grant Horvath, 23-yard field goal, ties the game at 20, and we go to overtime. In the extra frame, Robert Boyd, 8-yard touchdown run. Titans up 27-20. Huguenot on their possession answers with a right 13-yard pass to Pierre Edmonds. They're down 1. They decide to go for 2 and win it on the road, and the pass goes just wide. Titans win in OT, 27-26 over the Falcons.
Glen Allen, they re-entered our coaches poll top 10 at number 8 this week, hosting Deep Run. The Jags would have at least 1 home playoff game if the season ended today. Dallas Chavis getting things started for Glen Allen, a 20-yard touchdown, 14-0 Jags. Chavis again, 10-yard touchdown run, 21-0 Jags. Sensing a theme, watch Chavis again doing his thing. All 3 touchdowns in this highlight, courtesy of Dallas Chavis. All Jags, all the time. 42-0 the final over Deep Run.
Our reigning team of the week, Powhatan, on the road at Monacan. They've erased double-digit deficits in each of the past 2 weeks, but they had a 13-3 lead tonight in the third quarter. Turner Johnson goes to Derek DeVault, and he's going to take it all the way down inside the 10. Those two hooked up again a couple of plays later, and the Indians were within 3 at 13-10. Matthew Lehman, though, to Ben Whitver, and Powhatan would eventually hang on and win this 23-20 tonight over the Chiefs.
Midlothian currently on the outside of our Region 5C playoffs, hosting James River. The Trojans have won 3 of the last 4 in the series. However, no score in the second. Gibson Gross hooks up with Bryce Sowers for an 89-yard score to give the Trojans a 6-0 lead, but the Rapids would come back. A Cooper Hammett kickoff return for a touchdown. James River, slight upset to get the victory. 13-12 the final over the Trojans.
Coming up, we'll recap some of your Week 9 scores. Stay with us.